The Adventures of Eddie Windkid. This is a true story. Everything in it is 100% accurate to the best of our recollection. I moved to a new school in 6th grade and made friends fairly easily. One kid, Eddie, named after Eddie Van Halen. In fact, his name was Eddie Van Halen, so this took place in the 80s. He was a short, scrawny kid, always doing his own thing. I tried to play with him, train with him, but he said I had to be serious. Then the seasons changed. Eddie began trying to glide down the east slope at recess. He would hold his coat out over his head and skip down the hillside. No one said he was crazy or anything. Seemed everyone held a deep respect for Eddie. But none would ever play with him, or much less converse with him, always speaking about him, never alongside him. To I, who was awake to such things, I found it both startling and peculiar, and often would let myself get caught up in his tales and crazy imagination. Once a week happened. Then the wind started blowing, leaves started to fall, and Eddie was becoming adept at his new obsession. I saw him make it from the top of the hill to the bottom in a single bound on a good gust of wind. And that was it. I was hooked. In less than a week, we had the entire grade taking turns gliding down the slope, all taking turns watching and cheering the good glides. We got good at it, where the wind picked up. Either way, it got to a point where we could glide from the bottom of the hill to the top in a single glide. The day we discovered the super glide, we all stayed out past curfew, jumping and gliding into the night. Then we glided around from rooftop to rooftop, dropping kids off at their homes, one by one. We all agreed the next night we'd sneak out and make a night of it. But the second night wasn't like the first. Eddie was always talking about becoming flyers, taking evil head on and changing the course of history. I always thought of it as a fantastic imagination from a brilliant kid, but in hindsight his perception was 20/20. That night Eddie informed us that he had seen the weather forecast, and by all forethought, this may be our last night. So we all followed Eddie, or our last shot at it. So we all followed Eddie, Windchild, from neighborhood to neighborhood, gathering up wind children and organizing them into formation towards the city to take out an evil empire.